Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are San Diego.
Last night at Coors Field, the two teams combined for 11 runs. What does Game 2 have in store? We find out next. Padres and the Rockies coming up on Fox Sports San Diego. Well, it's been so nice for the Padres to have Wil Myers back in the starting lineup. He's been leading off, he's been producing, he's been contributing, and last night another home run, his third of the season against the Colorado Rockies. Colorado, of course, they come with plenty of offensive firepower, some of it, well, a lot of it, from Carlos Gonzalez. Huge numbers this season, one of the top home run hitters in the entire National League. Welcome to Coors Field, second game of 3 between the Padres and the Rockies with Mark Grant. I'm Jesse Agler. Thanks for taking some of your Saturday night to be with us. Hey, Robbie Erlin is on the mound for the Padres tonight, his first start of the year, and the first left-handed starting pitcher to go for the Padres since Game 162 last season.
It's a lot of starts, it's a lot of games. As we mentioned earlier, something's knocking on the door of Robbie Erlin and his opportunity. When you are a left-hander in the organization for the San Diego Padres, and they have yet to have a left-hander start, this has got Robbie Erlin written all over it. What a great opportunity. And you see the season in El Paso. Record almost at 500, but the high ERA in the PCL. The thing that concerns me is the 297 batting average. That's around 300. So Robbie really has to dissect the plate, throw the off-speed stuff for strikes, keep the curveball down. Will it be the changeup tonight? Will it be the curveball? He has a chance to watch these Rockies last night, get a scouting report. Hopefully he puts it into action tonight.
Yeah, it'll be fun for us to sort of watch Robbie Erlin, see how he tries to take advantage of this, what you called a really good opportunity for him, becoming the first left-handed starter for the Padres in the 2015 season. When we return, we'll talk about a guy we just talked about, Wil Myers. We'll hear from Wil Myers. Mud sits down with him to talk about what he's bringing to the ballpark each and every night. Game 2 between the Padres and the Rockies coming up. By Petco, what we feed them matters. and by Sony's Action Cam. Prove yourself.
Welcome back to Coors Field, Game 2 of a 3-game set. Joining us is first baseman tonight, Wil Myers. And Will, first of all, you're swinging the bat very, very well. I noticed last night your grip on your bat in the batter's box almost looks like a golf grip. Run us through the grip you have and why you do such a thing.
Well, I don't know why I do it, but I've always done it ever since I was 5 years old. But yeah, I kind of keep my thumb up here, but when I go to swing, it kind of comes down. So I didn't even know about it until I got to pro ball, and a hitting coach was like, well, why do you do that? And I was like, I didn't even know I did it.
So it has nothing to do with the wrist. But speaking of the wrist, does it kind of alleviate some of the pain or make it feel a little bit more freer swing with your wrist?
No, I don't know. I just do it. It's just like more of a help hold the bat up here, and then when I go to swing, I just drop it.
You're swinging the bat extremely well. You told me in San Francisco going to right center field is a big key for you. Leadoff home run in Arizona, leadoff home run here in Coors. What's kicked in for you?
I'm just seeing the ball well, just having my approach every at-bat, which is what you want. When I first got back, I was struggling to, put 4 or 5 at-bats together with a good approach, but I feel like I've done a better job lately.
What's your approach against Flande tonight?
I have the same approach on every pitcher. Just look for a fastball right down the middle, and then if it's something else, just let my mind take over.
You change your swing when you hear at Coors Field to keep everything the same?
No, I try to keep everything the same at all times. I don't even pick up a different bat. I always pick up the same bat, don't use a weight, just want to have the same feel at all times.
All right, Wil Myers, thanks for joining us. Keep swinging it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, everybody, stay tuned. From Coors Field, Game 2 of 3. Hey, left is right. That's right. You heard it here first. A lefty is going to start for the Padres for the first time in almost a year. First pitch is coming up on Fox Sports San Diego.
And Kennedy coming in, and he makes the catch. 0-2 to Morneau, and he got him. As Derek Norris takes one right on the back. Spangenberg goes up and makes the catch. 8th of the year for Myers. All kinds of action last night as the Rockies took the first game of this series, 7-4. Left-hander Yohan Flande out to make the start. In the second game of this series, 29-year-old left-hander making his 10th start of the season and his second against the San Diego Padres. Just a gorgeous night here in downtown Denver. Temps in the upper 70s, warmer than last night. Mark Grant, Allie Sturm, and our entire Fox Sports San Diego crew. Padre lineup tonight is brought to you by Toyota, pretty much identical to last night. Norris and Melvin Upton swap spots in the batting order, but everything else is the same, not counting, of course, the pitcher. Robbie Erlin, making his first start of the year, will get his first at-bats of the season against the lefty Flande.
And for the left-hander, Yohan Flande, the scouting report is brought to you by UCSD Health. He's got the fastball, changeup, slider. He sinks the fastballs, tries to work down, and pretty much relies on that sinking fastball to try to keep the ball on the ground. A couple of lefties going tonight, Jesse.
A couple of southpaws, dueling left-handers. Flande for the Rockies and Erlin for the Padres. Defensively for the Rockies, couple of changes from last night. See Parker in left field this evening. Also Rosario at first base and Tommy Murphy getting the start behind the dish. So 3 starters swapped out defensively for Walt Weiss in the second game of this series as he takes advantage of the expanded September rosters. But of course, Nolan Arenado, LeMahieu, Blackman, Gonzalez, the main guys, they're in there.
They're going to get their at-bats. They're healthy, and they've got a couple of handfuls of games left. You play down the stretch when you're not in the race. Hey, you go out there each and every night and you give it your best.
Flande, 3 starts, 4 appearances against the Padres in his career, an ERA over 5.5. He started the game last month that Matt Kemp would eventually hit for the cycle in. He obviously was not in there towards the end of the ball game, but did give up a couple of those hits to Matt Kemp. Phil Cuzzi behind the plate tonight. Gabe Morales, the first base umpire. Tony Randazzo at second. And last night's plate umpire, Jerry Davis, the crew chief, is at third base.
Yeah, you get to this point of the season, and Flande out there on the hill, pretty much no secrets in this game of baseball. They've seen plenty of at-bats, plenty of video. How about a W tonight for the Friar?
Sounds like a good plan. And the first pitch, breaking ball, is a called strike to Will Myers. We're underway. Will, in last night's game, another home run. Scored 2 of the 4 Padre runs, 2 for 5, single, and long ball number 8 on the year. Flande's fastball called a little bit low by plate umpire Phil Cuzzi. Flande began the season in the bullpen for Colorado. Added to the rotation in late July. Last couple of starts, both short outings for Flande. 4 1/3 and 3 2/3 his last couple times out.
He is a strike thrower, and I think sometimes that falls into a problem for Flande. Too wild in the strike zone.
Myers hits that one well to left field. Parker going back, gets turned around, reaches up, and he makes the catch. Kyle Parker, high degree of difficulty on that line drive off the Will Myers bat, and 1 away here in the top of the first.
That is not an easy play. That's not a high, deep fly ball. This is a line drive. Oh, what a nice, easy swing. So now the race is on. Parker eyes it, jumps, times it perfectly. That kid is an athlete. I thought this ball had a chance to get out, but maybe down towards the end of the bat a little bit.
Nice play by Parker, who, again, we did not see in last night's game. Ball 1 to Yangervis Solarte, 1 for 5 with a double last night. 31 two-baggers on the season. That leads the Padres. Five-game hitting streak. A modest one for Solarte now. Some San Diego fans in the house. Got the Padres and the Bolts.
Oh, believe it.
Well represented. Hey, Denver, a divisional opponent in both baseball and football. Gotta show your pride.
If I'm a bet man, there's going to be cotton candy in those hands before this game is over.
Mentioned the 5-game hit streak for Solarte. Had a pair of 11-game hitting streaks earlier this season. Been fun to watch him. I would have told you on September 19th that Solarte would lead the team in batting average and doubles and be tied for the team lead in triples before the season started. What would you have said to me, Mark Grant?
I probably would have said that's not going to be accurate, and I would have lost that bet.
Battling Flande here.
But the more and more you see this kid, Yangervis Solarte, you love his energy. Swinging the bat a little bit better from the right side as well, and that's a good sign.
Absolutely.
Flande, what did I say about Flande? He likes to keep the ball down, right? Look at the Fox tracks brought to you by Honda. Down and in.
7th pitch of the at-bat is coming, and Solarte chops it to Arenado. For him, that is routine. 2 away. Matt Kemp is coming up. And you take a look at the hot zones for him. Pretty clear where he likes to hit the baseball.
Yeah, I love the hot zone. Why? Because look at what Matt Kemp does. He likes it up and in and middle. Now this is the strike zone. You know, as Matt Kemp steps in the box, that's the strike zone. This is right down the middle. Down and away, no likey. 130 average. Ball's put in play with down and away.
Mentioned that Flande was the starting pitcher. The night Kemp hit for the
Hey,
cycle
hit the
here.
ball.
There you go.
I was hoping he hit Dinger. Looks like a breaking ball that just got away from him. Coming at you.
Happens, right?
Yeah.
Kick save by Matt Kemp here in hockey territory. That fastball runs high on him. 2-0. Kemp a 2-run homer in the first inning of that game on August 14th. He also singled against Flande that night. 4 for 6 against him in his career. And Flande, after getting Myers and Solarte, falls behind Kemp 3-0. Matt takes ball 4. So a long at bat from Solarte, followed by a 4-pitch walk to Matt Kemp. And that keeps it going for Justin Upton.
Yeah, this is where the Padres got to do some damage. Out to have a chat with Flande, his catcher. Tommy Murphy. He's catching tonight. How to pitch to Justin Upton. This is where he can do some damage early. See the frustration on Flande's face. Walt Weiss knows that this could mean 2 runs in a heartbeat.
Justin sitting on 190 career home runs, just 10 away from a nice round number. And he takes a strike. Back in the lineup last night after he missed the final game in Arizona.
How about the first pitch of the ballgame to Will Myers? Breaking ball. First pitch to Justin Upton, a breaking ball.
Upton hits that one to Arenado. Second chance of the inning. For the Gold Glove third baseman, he makes the play, and the side is retired. Robbie Erlin and his left arm coming out to make the start.
A little bit, and he was asking me about a cutter, and I told him it'd be a good pitch for him. You know, he doesn't use his two-seam too often, so being able to have that cutter is nice. And so he says it's been working for him this season so far, so it's been good.
Welcome back to Coors Field. That was James Shields on left-hander Robbie Erlin. Robbie approached him the first week of spring training, asking about James' cutter, how he grips it, how he throws it. And James told me the first week of spring training, they played a little catch, tried to perfect that cutter, and I'm excited to see it in action tonight. And it's just great to see that James Shields is helping out those young arms.
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Contributing in more ways than one, James Shields. And so 24-year-old Robbie Erlin will throw his first big league pitch of 2015. Made the opening day roster last year. Had the elbow injury in May that cost him about 4 months. Came back to make a couple of starts at the end of the season. And here he delivers strike one to Charlie Blackmon. So yeah, maybe the repertoire now a little bit adjusted for Robbie Erlin than what we've seen the last couple of years. Blackman goes the other way, and he puts it past Gyorko and Solarte into left field for a leadoff single. Rockies lineup is brought to you by Hyundai. You just saw the talented leadoff man, center fielder Charlie Blackman. Jose Reyes coming up. Arenado, Gonzalez, Rosario, LeMahieu, the catcher Murphy, Parker, and the pitcher Flande for Walt Weiss here tonight. Leadoff man aboard for Reyes, who was 1 for 4 with a 2-run single in the 7th last night. One of those key late hits that the Rockies got. Blackman certainly a stolen base threat over at first. Reyes pushes a bunt back towards the mound. Erlin bare hand, throws it low, gets away from Myers, and here we go. Blackman on his way to third, and he will be held there as Kemp retrieves the baseball. So a bunt back to the mound off the bat of Jose Reyes, and now runners on second and third with nobody out right out of the chute.
Well, right out of the gate, this is what you don't want to happen. Looks like it's going to be a sacrifice E1. Good bunt by Reyes. Now Robbie Erlin being left-handed. He positions himself, bare-handed throw, but spikes it. Kind of up the line, too. You got to worry about the runner as well. Good chance of getting tangled up there. Nobody gets tangled up here, and just like that, with nobody out, runners at second and third. Also, they're going to give him a hit E1. Hit E1.
So the bunt single. And 2 hits right out of the chute with Arenado and Gonzalez coming up. Arenado cleaned up last night. He and Gonzalez flipping spots this evening. He had a big night, 3 for 4, RBI, couple runs, stolen base, just his second of the year. And he hopped over Blackman and LeMahieu, now leading the Rockies with 161 hits on the season. And that one's lined to left field. It's a base hit. Blackman will score easily. Reyes going to be held at third. 3 straight singles for Colorado. Runners on the corner, still nobody out.
Mentioned about Robbie Erlin not lighting up the radar guns, and Darren Balls even said it before the game. His approach tonight is going to have to command the fastball on the inside and outside part of the plate and stay out of the heart of the plate. And against this lineup, when you talk about Reyes, Arenado, Gonzalez, darn tootin' sure that you got to hit those corners. A lot of base action early on for Robbie Erlin and the Padres.
Gonzalez has struggled against left-handed pitching this year, hitting just 181 against southpaws. The Rockies as a team have really struggled against left-handed pitching, though off to a pretty nice start here, and that one's going to be served into left field for another base hit. Reyes comes home to score. 2-0 Colorado, and 4 straight hits against Robbie Erlin here in the bottom of the first.
See where Derek Norris was set up there. He wanted it down and away, and that ball kind of leaks over too much of the plate. And Carlos Gonzalez is just too good of a hitter to not do something with that elevated pitch. And this is something you don't like. Visit from the pitching coach with nobody out and runs already come across. So while we have some time scouting report for Robbie Erlin, brought to you by the Tilted Kilt. He's got the fastball. We talked about the cut fastball. Curveball, changeup, slider. And he'll pitch into the right-handers. He's got to get it in there. He's going to miss off the plate, maybe a ball or a ball and a half width against the right-handed hitters.
First and second, nobody out, and the first baseman, Willeen Rosario, at the plate. Getting the nod tonight in place of Justin Morneau, the left-handed hitter. And Erlin in the dirt. Ball 1. Arenado at second, Gonzalez at first. 4 singles and an error for the Rockies. As you take a look at the numbers for Rosario. Colorado not wasting any time against Erlin. The 4 hits coming on the first 7 pitches that Erlin threw. And swinging here, Rosario fouls it off. 1-1. Padre defense is brought to you by your San Diego County Ford dealers. Take a look at who is behind Robbie Erlin tonight. Both Uptons in the outfield with Matt Kemp. Solarte and Gyorko on the left side. Spangenberg and Myers on the right with Derek Norris behind the plate again. Same defensive alignment as the first game of this series for Pat Murphy. 1-1, fouled away.
You know, we saw the defense. Gyorko upped in. We can go on and on, but one of the things as a pitcher, you really want to be quick out there, try to get quick innings. The last thing you want is your defense getting back on their heels and spend a lot of time with that glove on in the field. Looks like it could be a long first inning here for Robbie Erlin.
That one stays up. And a 2-ball and 2-strike count to Rosario.
If I were Robbie Erlin, here's what I would do. And somebody may have already suggested this to him. I would get video of Tom Glavine when he was at the height of his game, and I would watch hours upon hours about how Tom Glavine learned how to pitch. Tom Glavine lost multiple games. I mean, talking double digits his first couple years in the big leagues. Now, I'm not saying Robbie Erlin's going to turn into a Tom Glavine, but it would give you a pretty good indication of how he set up hitters, what type of pitches he threw. Tom Glavine threw 92, 93.
Sure.
Developed a really good changeup.
In his first full season, Glavine lost 17 games.
Yeah. They threw him out there every 5th day.
There's ball 4 up and into Rosario. And so the base is loaded with nobody out against Erlin. And we take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, we were talking about this last night, Jesse. You and I, we came up with a couple of lefties starting. Enter stage left, meaning Robbie Erlin, and exit stage left, hopefully Johan Flande.
Send him packing.
Right.
I got you. That's clever. I like that.
Well, Robbie Erlin's got some work to do here to keep it at 2 for the Rockies here in the first.
Arenado, Gonzalez, and Rosario, the base runners, and the dangerous second baseman, DJ LeMahieu. Small sample size in his career against Erlin, but he is 4 for 7 against Robbie. .308 average to lead the team, 8th highest in the National League. First pitch swinging, slow roller to Gyorko, goes to second for 1. Spangenberg to first, double play. Run comes in, but Erlin gets the ground ball he needed. Nicely done by Gyorko and Spangenberg and Myers.
As a pitcher, the numbers right now don't look favorable, right? 3 runs, the 4 hits prior to this ground ball, but you have to erase all that, what has happened prior. You work for a good pitch. He got his ground ball and let the defense work. We've talked about it many times, how quickly leads can change here. Very close play at first base. And it looks like the Rockies are not going to challenge.
2 outs, runner on third, 3 runs in, and pitcher Murphy at the plate. Made his major league debut a week ago tonight in Seattle. And the catcher takes outside, 1-0. Murphy, 24 years old, from the University of Buffalo. 3rd round pick back in 2012. And he lines this one to left field. His first major league hit is going to bring home a run. Tom Murphy with an RBI single. Rockies lead 4-0 as Gonzalez crosses the plate.
We heard obviously a cheer from the Rockies fans, but there was a pocket of fans just below us or by the Rockies dugout. He must have some friends here or family, because a rousing applause for Tommy Murphy as he singles in that run.
So a week after he makes his big league debut, he collects his first big league hit and first big league RBI. And now the left fielder Kyle Parker becomes the 8th man to hit here in the first inning against Robbie Erlin. Corey Dickerson got the start in left field last night, and Parker in the midst of a huge slump for Colorado. On Wednesday, the last game of the road trip for the Rockies, Parker singled to right off of Alex Wood in the 2nd inning, and that would be the last hit the Rockies got off the Dodgers starter. Rolls this one to the left side. Gyorko makes the play, and that's it for the Rockies here in the first, but they sent 8 men to the plate and score 4 times. the bottom of the first inning, and time now for Cold Hard Facts, brought to you by Clean, Crisp Coors Light. How about Jose Valentin, one of just 14 players in Major League history to hit for a natural cycle. He did it with the White Sox in April of 2000.
That's a nice little nugget.
I didn't realize it had happened that few times.
I didn't either. In fact, the last player to achieve that, the natural cycle, Gary Matthews Jr. was back in 2006, September 13th.
Wow.
Against the Detroit Tigers.
It's been that long. Gyorko, Norris, and Melvin Upton here in the second.
I want to thank Chiron Bob Wiersdorfer down in the truck, working very hard to come up with that little nugget regarding Gary Matthews Jr.
It's a good nugget.
Oh.
Jedd bends away but takes a strike. 1-1 to Gyorko, who had an RBI double in the first inning last month against Flande. Working quickly, and the left-hander gets strike two. Gyorko held off the bases last night against Bettis and the four relievers used by Walt Weiss in the 7-4 Colorado win.
Well, you could bet a breaking ball in the dirt probably here.
And it misses. 2 balls and 2 strikes. '19 career Major League starts for Flande. And the 2-2 is inside to Jedd. Now a full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Flande a 5.56 earned run average in those 19 starts. And as we said, went into the rotation for the Rockies in late July.
As a reliever, kind of short stints, right? Maybe 1 or 2 innings.
Makes it tougher for those numbers to adjust as Gyorko pops it up, and the second baseman LeMahieu makes the catch for the first out of the inning. And it's time now for you to tweet your strongest fan photo. Use hashtag SDDataStrongFan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
How pretty is the scenery here at Coors Field?
You know, it's so nice. You just want to kind of take a walk over there and hang out.
Sure, you know, we're going to have to keep an eye on Odrisamer Despaigne. Maybe he's wandering aimlessly out there amongst the shrubbery.
Derek Norris takes a pitch up and away from Flande. 1-0. 1 out here in the second inning. Rockies with a 4-0 lead. Flande delivers outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Last month when we were at Coors Field, Despaigne, we assumed went to go retrieve the baseball. That forest area in center in the batter's eye sort of connected to the Padre bullpen, and actually stopped the game for a moment and had to move out of the way because he was in the line of sight for the batter.
He's just taking a nature hike. Just exploring the nature out there.
2 balls and a strike to Derek Norris. 1 out here in the second, and he rips that one to left field for a base hit. First hit of the night for the Padres here against Flande. A 1-out single for Derek Norris. And that'll bring Melvin Upton to the plate.
There goes the no-hitter. Trying to chip away here with 1 out. It can happen so quickly. I mentioned earlier that Flande is a strike throw. That looked like a changeup out of the hand of Flande. And Derek stayed back on it nicely.
Melvin Upton Jr. now. Played his 75th game last night and had a 3-hit night. A couple of doubles, a single, and a run scored, and he takes a first pitch strike from Flande. 0-1. Eight doubles on the season for Melvin Upton. 5 of them against Colorado. And 2 two-double games against the Rockies. What do you know? 1 ball and 1 strike to the center fielder.
I like that theme. I hope he keeps it going.
Yeah. Quick check. And Norris ducks back in behind Rosario at first base.
Flande has used a number of different moves. He'll use the slide step. He used the traditional leg kick on that last pitch, and then the quick step off over to first base, mixing it up. Look at that slide step there.
Melvin chops it into the ground, left side. Arenado has just the 1 play, throws low, and a nice job by Rosario digging it out. Norris advances to second, and now 2 away here in the top of the second inning. Just when you think there's going to be a funny hop or a tough bounce over at third base for Nolan Arenado, he makes the play look pretty routine. So runner in scoring position with 2 outs for Corey Spangenberg. 4-0 Rockies here in the top of the second. Spangenberg with hits in 8 of his last 9 games, 1 for 3 with an RBI single and a walk last night. Talk about September baseball. One of the things you're talking about is opportunities for young guys to get to play every day and kind of make their case heading into spring training next year. And Spangenberg seems to be taking advantage of all of these opportunities to play second.
He brings so much. Speed is the main thing. Cause havoc on the bases.
2 balls, no strikes.
And we mentioned it last night. He's getting in a really nice groove of being pitched away, taking it away, taking it down that left field line.
Seen that a couple of times over the course of the last couple of weeks when he's been swinging the hot bat. That one bends in for a strike, 2-1. Flande has allowed at least 1 home run in each of his last 8 starts. Padres hoping to keep that streak going tonight. Spangy's got a couple of long balls on the season, and now he asks for time. 4-0 Rockies, top of the second. And with 2 outs and Derek Norris at second base, so 2 ball, 1 strike count to Corey Spangenberg. Curveball up and in, 3-1. '24-year-old Spangenberg, the 10th overall pick back in 2011 for the Padres. And the pitch is a called strike, 3-2. Flande came up through the Phillies and Braves systems. Made his big league debut as a Rocky last June against the Cards. And the 3-2 pitch is hit the other way, but foul. That's what you're talking about.
Corey snapped a shillelagh on that one.
Spangenberg battling Flande. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the second. Norris at second base. And the 3-2 pitch is fouled off at the plate. Good battle here between Corey Spangenberg and Johan Flande. Norris leads off second, and the 3-2 to Spangenberg is low, ball 4.
Hey, it's time to strap on the blades. Can you believe it already?
Wow.
Thursday, October 1st, NHL returns to Fox Sports San Diego with preseason Ducks hockey. How'd they do against the Blackhawks last year? Anyway, face-off starts with a showdown against the Avalanche. Ducks hockey is back right here on Fox Sports San Diego.
Avalanche.
Yeah. That's here in Colorado.
Right here, down the street. Robbie Erlin last year, 2 for 18 with a walk and an RBI. That's right-handed, and he takes a 91-mile-per-hour fastball from Flande on the outside corner, 0-1. 3 career hits for Erlin. A couple of ribs. Flande delivering first pitch strikes to 6 of the first 9 men he's faced, and Erlin breaks his bat, hits it to shortstop. Reyes goes the short way, and they got him. A little bit ugly there from Jose Reyes, but LeMahieu able to keep his foot on the bag, and that's it for the Padres here in the second. They trail by 4. Erlin grounding out to end the top of the second inning. Shatters his bat. I shouldn't say his bat. It was Ian Kennedy's bat.
Uh-oh.
Borrowing one, and so Bat Boy takes it back to the. Here, you want to check this out? Gives it to Ian. No, I don't think you're going to be able to.
Super glue?
Put it. No, I don't think so. Gaffer tape.
Huh.
Kind of that clean break like we saw last night from Justin Morneau.
Usually it's a splinter. Darren Balsley likes the smell of wood.
Sure. Robbie Erlin back to work. Tough first inning. They are going to try and reconstruct it, it looks like. I don't know that it's game worthy, though. It has practical joke potential, though.
Mm-hmm.
Musical instrument. Could do a lot of things. Fonde, the pitcher. Unlike Erlin, bats left-handed.
I remember in music school, remember that one thing you held the wood piece in the
wood block, I believe.
Is that what it was?
I think that's what it was called, yeah. Flande 3 for 19 this season, and Erlin delivers strike one.
Well, if you're in the first pitch category area, wanting to know, Robbie Erlin was 4 for 9.
And now strike two. First 5 men reached against Erlin in the bottom of the first inning. Then he got the big double play off LeMahieu's bat. And eventually Parker grounded out to end the inning. But 4 runs on 5 hits as he collects his first major league strikeout of the season for the first out here in the second. And Erlin was peaking at AAA El Paso. His last 3 starts of the season for the Chihuahuas, a 1.50 ERA. Striking out 10 in 18 innings of work.
Darren Balsley alluded to those numbers the last 3 starts in our pregame show when he was asked about Robbie. And it's worth mentioning again, pitching in the PCL is not easy. It's not easy league to pitch in. Ball flies.
Yeah, the Coors Field surroundings should feel nice and familiar to him after a season in the Pacific Coast League. Leadoff man Charlie Blackmon takes a called strike. Nice job of painting that outside corner to the left-handed hitting center fielder. Does not mind reaching for the ball, though, as you can see, if it's out over the plate.
Yeah. Most hits right down the middle with 33. He likes down and away, taking it that way. 27 of his hits down and away. And with that said, the outfield swung over towards the left field line. Kind of on the shallow side as well.
Reaches down and golfs that one to right. Kemp came in. Now he's got to go back. Not going to get there. Bounces over his head, and Blackmon, who's among the National League leaders in triples, will go ahead and stop at second base with the 2-bagger. 30th double of the season for Charlie Blackmon to go with his 38 stolen bases. He's 2 for 2.
With the outfield swung over towards the left field line, and mentioned that just before the pitch, Charlie Blackmon, see how far out in front he gets to that and almost hooks the ball. Looks like he wanted it away, Robbie Erlin, but that ball middle in. And with the way Matt Kemp was swung over towards the right center field gap, his first step, probably not the first best step, and by that time it was too late.
Single double for Blackmon in his first 2 ABs, and here's Jose Reyes. Switch hitter, batting right-handed, of course, against Erlin. He swings and misses at the changeup, nothing in 1. Reyes caused some trouble his first time up as you take a look at the healthy batting average with runners in scoring position this year. Bunted one back to Erlin, who threw it away, and kind of got the wheels in motion for Colorado. It's this one in the air to left. Upton coming over, and Justin makes the catch. That's the second out of the inning, and it's time now for the top tier player profile, brought to you by Arco. Nolan Arenado stepping to the plate, leading the National League in RBIs, second in home runs and slugging, and among the leaders in batting with runners in scoring position, as he will here, and runs scored.
You know, we always talk about the MVP candidates. We talked about it last night. Everybody has a tendency, and rightfully so, they always talk offense. Defense has got to come into play too, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hear what Walt Weiss has to say about
stay tuned for that one.
Aspect of it coming up in a bit. Arenado waits, and the 1-0 is ripped to left field. Upton charging in. They're going to wave Blackmon. Here comes Upton's throw, and it's cut off. RBI single, Nolan Arenado. He's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. And the Rockies now lead 5-0 here in the second.
Very few times are you going to get away with this pitch. Two-seamer right down the middle, asking for trouble. And Arenado pile driving this one to left field. Right on the sweet spot.
Derek Norris out to chat with the 24-year-old lefty. Brief word with Carlos Gonzalez coming to the plate. RBI single and a run scored first time up against Erlin for Cargo. Two gone with Arenado on first. 7 hits in the first couple of innings for the Rocks. And first pitch swinging, Gonzalez in foul territory. Myers and Spangenberg, who nearly makes the catch going into the seats.
That foul ball is fair game because it was on the fan side of the wall. Catchable ball, you bet. Flash look again. And Corey's glove comes in contact, looks like with the fan's hands. But as I mentioned, that ball is on the fan side. So no interference.
Part of the home field advantage.
Yep.
For the Rockies. So it's a strike, and the 0-1 pitch is fouled straight back. 0-2. Check over at Arenado, who stole his second base of the season last night. Erlin ahead of Gonzalez, trying to limit the damage here in the second.
Speaking of the pickoff move, if you're a left-hander, you got to work on having the best pickoff move ever, don't you?
Got a huge advantage. Comes home, and the 0-2 fastball misses high. Odrisamer Despaigne starting to loosen up.
Yeah, after hunting for acorns out there, he's out warming up.
He found whatever he was looking for. One-two to Gonzalez, and he got him. Nice change from Robbie Erlin. Got Cargo to chase. Couple of strikeouts here in the second, and the Rockies add another run.
Obviously a critical part of the game, and Nolan plays a a critical position at third base. So I think it should be weighed heavily when you start talking about awards, and especially in Nolan's case, because I think you can make a case that he may be the best defensive player at any position on the field.
That was Rocky skipper Walt Weiss talking about Nolan Arenado, and I asked him how much the defensive side of the game should come in to play for the MVP award, as Nolan is a valuable candidate for that. I also asked him what it means if he's playing on a losing team. He said both of those things. The losing team should definitely not factor, and defensive game should hold a lot more weight in the voting process. And Jesse and Mark, I have to ask, what do you think? Because I asked Pat Murphy, and he goes, well, I'd vote for Nolan hands down.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've got no problem, and we talked about it last night, with a guy on a losing team getting consideration, but it's got to be an extraordinary year, and it's got to work based on the candidates on some of the other teams. As far as defense goes, you have to weigh defense.
No question about it.
Will Myers goes the other way. That is going to find the gap in right center field. Blackman waits for it on a couple of bounces, and Will strolls into second base with a leadoff double here in the third. Trailing by 5, first man reaches, and the 50th double in the young career of Will Myers.
Once again, right center field for Will Myers. He was kind enough to talk before the game about his grip and the way he is swinging the bat. Hands first, barrel to follow, pitch away, hit away. He's got a pretty swing, Will Myers. Hey, the home runs are going to come. Nothing wrong with wearing out the gaps and hitting doubles as well.
Second straight night with an extra base hit. He homered last night, and Solarte, switch hitter, batting right-handed, takes a called strike, 0-1. One of the hottest hitters in the National League here this month. Arenado pacing the senior circuit, and Solarte right there.
And the gentleman we were just talking about, Nolan Arenado, with 27. Thank you so much for that report, Allie. And I've got to agree with Walt Weiss. It's a very valid point. Defense has got to come into play. The way this kid plays third base, and I know we talk a lot about him, but you know the Rockies are in the division. They play him so many times. But when you see a talent like that offensively and defensively, hey, say what you want about hitting here in Colorado. The guy can hit.
Oh, yeah.
He's a good player. But defensively, hey, it's the same in Colorado as it is in San Diego and wherever else.
If there are MVP voters, and by the way, I think Bryce Harper should win the MVP hands down.
Sure.
I'm not stumping for Arenado. But if there are MVP voters who don't think defense should play a role in the thing, they should have their votes taken away.
Absolutely.
That's crazy. Earlier this season in San Francisco, right? Very beginning of the year. Maybe the best defensive play we've seen all season for Arenado. Certainly among them. Kind of ends up in a throwing position on top of the tarp down the line.
That's just crazy. And then he comes up and makes the throw.
Definitely one of the defensive plays of the year. Solarte into left field. Parker coming in. He'll make the catch as Myers goes back to second base, one away. But yeah, it would be crazy to me if you would say as a voter, I don't consider defense. You have to consider defense. It's not everything, but it's part of being the most valuable player. And again, to me, Harper this year is the NL MVP, but
I'm right there with you.
Are there really people that don't consider defense? That happens?
He does have some errors over there at third base as you take a look at the most. But he gets the balls, his range.
We saw him make a couple of errors at Petco last time they were there, last week, a couple weeks ago. Kemp with Myers on second, one away.
How about this? And this is just an argument. Would you rather have a guy who has great range to get the balls and have more errors, or vice versa?
It's a good question.
I'd rather have the guy with the range. Give me defensive range every day of the week. As a pitcher, are you kidding me? Do you want a turtle out there who catches everything that's hit right to him? Or do you want a guy who's got some range to cut down some base hits and the chance that, yeah, sure, he might throw it away. I'll take that guy.
Sure.
The guy with the range.
I'm with you on that. That was pitch number 50 from Flande, here with 1 out in the 3rd. Rockies got 4 in the bottom of the 1st, added another in the 2nd. Leadoff double from Will Myers here in the 3rd for the Padres, and now Matt Kemp ahead of Flande, 2-1. He has slowed the pace, and the pitch misses low. 3 balls and a strike to Kemp, who walked in his first plate appearance.
Five 3-ball counts for the left-hander Flande.
Kemp hits it in the air to center field. Blackmon is going back into the gap, still going, still waiting, and on the warning track he makes the catch. Myers' tag goes from 2nd to 3rd. A deep fly ball to right center off the bat of Matt Kemp, 2 away, and Justin Upton coming to the plate.
That almost had triple written all over it.
It was that spot.
Let's check it out. Looked like an off-speed pitch from Flande. Maybe the changeup. Does he catch it out in front a little bit? Yes, he does. It gives you an indication with that swing how far the ball travels. Blackmon on the 3rd base side of 2nd base, still going. Halfway on the track.
You just never quite know here at Coors Field. Ball kind of keeps carrying, and it looks like the guy's got a beat on it. The next thing you know, it's over the fence. Upton takes low. Ball 1 from Flande. How about this trip for Justin Upton? 7 games so far, 7 hits, 7 runs. Nice little offensive pace.
777.
2 balls and no strikes, like the airplane.
What'd you do on your off day here in Denver?
I flew a 777. What'd you do?
Flew a 777.
Simulator, but still. 2-1.
I've got a friend who's a pilot for United, and their training center is at the old Stapleton Airport. So Jesse and I went out there, and he had us fly a 777 in the simulator. Sorry about flying into Newark with 1 engine.
Nice job in that emergency situation.
Safe landing, yeah. Oh, yeah. I nailed it.
You were calm the whole way down.
Yep.
None of the passengers were panicked. It was good.
I flipped the seat belts on.
Yes, you did.
How cool was that, though?
It was very cool, and thank you very much.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
For letting me tag along on that.
You flew into LAX in windy conditions.
I did. Greased it.
I flew out of O'Hare in a snowstorm.
Magic of computers. 3-2 to Justin Upton.
Jesse Agler was captain of a 777, and he did a barrel roll at 15,000 feet. As we take a look at most home runs in a single season, hey, Justin Upton creeping up there.
Can tie his career high with 5 more.
We know how hot he can get quickly.
Math. Hits this one through, and the Padres are on the board. Base hit to left for Justin Upton. Another long at bat against Flande. Myers checks in, and it's a 4-run game here in the 3rd. RBI number 77 for Justin Upton.
Mentioned earlier that Flande likes to throw a lot of changeups. This looks like a changeup. And Justin Upton stays on it. What a nice swing. Short, quick, compact to the baseball. Man.
When he has a swing like that, it reminds me almost of like snapping a rubber band back. It just right to the ball.
Good call.
And sometimes it's home run swings that look like that from him, and sometimes it's line drives like that, sometimes deep fly balls. But the quickness.
It's also the sound of the ball off the bat when he squares it up.
Gyorko, whoa, off of Flande.
Suit.
It goes into left field. Upton is digging for 3rd, and he'll hold up there as Gyorko makes it all the way to 2nd base on a ball that rockets off the pitcher.
Wow. Hey, first of all, that ball was scalded, and that gets Flande. Looks like he's feeling around his left kneecap. Wow. Oh, and that's on the fly.
104 miles per hour off the bat from Jedd Gyorko, and certainly no surprise Flande is going to have to come out of this game. Goes as a double for Jedd, but a rocket shot right off the knee of the Colorado pitcher.
And this ball on the fly hits the left knee. Takes the carry towards third base, foul territory. That is a fair ball, obviously. It hits a player in fair territory. And we hope Flande is okay.
Meanwhile, the guy's got a 4-run lead in the third. He's got to come out of the game because of injury, and we have a pitching change for Colorado. Rockies up 4, but the Padres threatening with 2 outs. Christian Bergman coming into pitch. Pitching change for Colorado after Yohan Flande took a line drive off the knee or the left leg, and so Christian Bergman comes in. The pitching change brought to you by El Cajon Ford, and he'll have as much time as he needs to loosen up and get ready. You see, he's made 1 start this year. He started 10 games as a rookie last season, and out in the pen is a long guy. I guess you never quite know when you're going to get the call because anything can happen at any moment.
And the crazy thing we just saw right there, though, Yohan Flande. 6'1", 180 for Christian Bergman. He's a 4-pitch pitcher, fastball, changeup, slider, curveball. Not an overpowering arm for Bergman. 86-92 on the fastball.
Meanwhile, as we wait for Bergman to warm up, the Astros continuing to be in that dogfight in the American League playoff picture. Houston and Oakland tied at 3 in the 5th inning right now. It has been a struggle this month for A.J. Hinch's guys. Just 4-12 in September, a .535 team ERA. They're giving up home runs. They were just swept by Texas, and things are getting very interesting for the Astros, who just 2 weeks ago looked like a sure thing moving forward in the American League. As we take a look at the National University standings in both the AL West and the AL wildcard.
Boy, how quickly things can go south. Still some time left, but A.J. Hinch, the manager of the Houston Astros, one of the things that he liked was bridging the gap from his starters to his bullpen. Well, you know what? Those numbers right now aren't looking too good for Houston.
And you got both the Angels and the
Creeping
Twins right on their heels.
That is one heck of a wild card race.
See them tied with the Athletics, and L.A. and Minnesota playing one another. Angels leading 3-0 in the 7th. Paul Molitor, another AL Manager of the Year candidate, along with A.J. Hinch, certainly.
Turn some things around there.
Yeah.
Up there and dead in Minnesota.
All right, so Christian Bergman appears ready to go. Derek Norris will be at the plate. Justin Upton at third, Jedd Gyorko at second, 2 away. Padres got a run here in the third off of Flande, and then he's got to leave the game after the Gyorko line drive off the leg. And a couple of men in scoring position for Norris, who singled his first time up. Norris had homered against Flande here last month. Now he faces Bergman, who delivers ball 1 up and away. Do you ever have to come in and pitch after a guy got hurt when you get all that time? Is that weird?
It's weird because you're taking all your warm-up tosses on the game mound. You get 8 if you're a reliever. You come in. But it's a totally different dynamic when you have all the time you want. Do you feel rushed? I did.
Yeah.
But as a reliever, you're so conditioned. I could get hot in 15 to 18 pitches. That's out in the bullpen when the phone rings, you're up and going because you know you have 8. It's kind of like you feel rushed a little bit.
I was going to say, it makes sense.
Because people are above the dugout saying, hey, let's go. You have to get in that right mindset to where you're, okay, I'm ready to go. It's a weird dynamic. It really is.
And look, the rule makes all the sense in the world.
Sure.
It's nobody's fault that there was an injury. You come in, you get as much time as you need. But it's got to be weird loosening up on the game mound in front of all these people as opposed to out in the bullpen. 1-2 is inside to Norris. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Bergman really has to rely on location, as I mentioned. Not that hard of a thrower. Yeah, we know how clutch Derek Norris can be. Those are 2 huge runs for San Diego out there at second and third.
Padres 28-8 this year when Norris drives in a run. Opportunity to do so here with the team down 4 in the third.
All those pitches have been up. Look at the Fox tracks. Honda
tries to go down, left it out over the middle of the plate. He hits it to right center field. Blackman again right at the edge of the warning track makes the catch. A couple long flyouts here in the third. The Padres do get one. 5-1 Rockies.
trucks. Let's go back to last night in the first inning. Matt Kemp in right field kind of holds his ground a little bit, but the ball's going to hang up there. Matt Kemp traveling 86.9 feet, diving for the catch and picking up Ian Kennedy for the 1-2-3 first inning. Nice play by Matt Kemp in right field. Hey, the tools of the trade are a little bit of speed and a good jump on the baseball.
Nice glove, too. Reaching out, making the catch, holding on to the baseball. All components going into that one. Bottom of the third inning, Rockies a 4-run lead as the first baseman, Willeen Rosario, leads off against Robbie Erlin. 4 in the first, 1 in the second for Colorado.
A long rest for Robbie Erlin in between innings.
Rosario goes right at the first pitch and fouls it back. It was a long inning, not only because the Padres put a couple of hits together and a run, but also with the injury to Flande. See if that helps Robbie settle in at all. A little bit inside. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That ball have a little cut to it, maybe?
Maybe.
Just a little bit. And Robbie Erlin talked to us yesterday in the pregame interview saying it's just a little bit of a cut. It's not a big breaker.
There's a strike. Mentioned that Erlin making the first start by a left-handed pitcher this season for the Padres. 107 from the White Sox. And Milwaukee now the only team in all of baseball to not start a left-handed pitcher. And I think that goes back a couple of years for the Brewers. It's been like since 2013. Chop foul.
I was thinking Teddy Higuera. I'm going way back.
Yeah.
Chris Capuano. Then, of course, with the pale hose, the White Sox, Chris Sale.
1-2 to Rosario. And it's popped up back behind the plate. Out of play. All right, let's do some trivia, Mark Grant.
I
love
ready? Trivia.
All right, we'll see how good you are. RJ, Randy Jones, the lefty. Most career wins by a Padres left-hander. He's got 92 victories.
Number 2
second
left-hander?
on that list, yeah.
I'm going to say a guy I played with, Bruce Hurst.
Let everybody Google it. I mean, think of it, and we'll let you know in a moment. Solarte, nice play. Gets Rosario, the former catcher. And
I'm probably wrong.
Were you correct?
Oh, I was right.
Look at you.
You look at me.
I am looking at you.
Hey, Bruce Hurst came over to the Padres as a free agent from the Boston Red Sox. Great guy to have on the team. Big game pitcher with the Red Sox in '86. Playoff experience and pitched well for the Friars.
Erlin getting the first start by a lefty tonight. Padres' record for fewest starts by a left-handed pitcher in a season is 3. It's happened twice. 1993 when Hurst was a part of the team, and in 2001. Never had fewer than 3 starts by a southpaw in a season. DJ LeMahieu with 1 out, nobody aboard, takes ball 1 from Erlin.
Hey, Bruce Hurst was a Rocky briefly in 1993.
An inaugural Rocky. Game 2 of that big series between the Cards and the Cubs. Mike and Mark will fill you in as LeMahieu chops that one to Gyorko. Jedd backs up, makes a nice throw. 2 away. A couple of ground outs for Robbie Erlin here in the 3rd. Under the half moon in Denver.
Is that a half moon?
I don't know.
I'm getting technical.
Is it waxing or waning?
It's not a crescent moon, but it's not yet a half moon. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there.
Scientist now.
It's a big piece of cheese.
Catcher Murphy had his first big league hit and first big league RBI his first time out. Erlin gets ahead of him, 0-1. Breaker stays up. Last night a productive night for Dustin Garneau offensively. He started at catcher. Murphy gets the nod here. Nick Hundley did a fair amount of the catching this season, but he's out for the rest of the year with an injury. And the catch is made by Melvin Upton in center field. First 1-2-3 inning of the night for Robbie Erlin. We've played 3 at Coors. Mike Mark, thanks a lot. Yeah, things tightening up in the National League Central, certainly. I think we all just sort of assumed for the last several months it would be the Cardinals taking that division. Maybe the Pirates or the Cubs getting a wild card, or both of them getting a wild card. But things getting a little bit more interesting there as Melvin Upton leads off in the top of the 4th inning against Christian Bergman. And a 1-ball, 2-strike count. Bergman came on to get the final out in the 3rd after the Flande injury. So the Rockies turning to him for some long relief. And he just misses outside. 2-2 to Melvin. Bergman's done a little bit of starting this year. 1 start. Mostly used as a reliever after he started 10 games last season. Upton fouls that one. 2-2. 25 appearances out of the bullpen. He's allowed runs in 12 of those 25. In the air, left center field. That's going to get down. And in front of Parker for a leadoff single for Melvin Upton. Well, getting guys on base has not been the issue for the Padres in the last couple of games. It's been bringing them all the way around to score.
He had multiple base runners in the 2nd inning. Nothing to show for it. In the 3rd, multiple again. Only settled for 1. Well, this is a good sign here with nobody out and a lead base runner, bottom of the order. Try to flip that batting order towards the top with nobody out would be nice, or at least 1 out.
Spangenberg at the plate. Last night, Padres left 9 men aboard. They were 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. And that is a foul bunt.
Did you see how quickly Phil Cuzzy, the home plate umpire, took off his mask to judge that ball that was bunted in the batter's box?
Got to get a good look at it.
He was quick with that. Well, watch Phil Cuzzy, the umpire. Bunt. Off with the mask, indicating foul.
Runner going, and they do get the double play. Boy, LeMahieu and Reyes turned that one nicely. Thought maybe with Melvin Upton running on the play, he was going to be able to beat it out at second base. But no wasted time from LeMahieu, and they turned the 4-6-3 double play with a couple of speedy runners.
Bottom of the order, sending the runner there, not a bad idea. Very, very close. The umpire indicated safe because there was no contact on the ball hit. That was not in reference to the play at second base, meaning everything's cool on the play and the back end of the double play.
Yeah. Tony Randazzo, the second base umpire, as Erlin takes strike 1. He was saying safe. It did not hit Melvin Upton.
Correct.
Yeah. So Bergman gets first double play of the night for Colorado pitching. Changes things here in the 4th. And now a 1-1 count. Last time up, Robbie Erlin broke one of Ian Kennedy's bats. This time he rolls it over to Rosario, who steps on the bag, and a very quick 4th inning for the Padres.
Raiders.
Really?
Yeah.
You've got some nerve saying that here on this telecast.
Yeah, I know. Born in Oakland. To be honest, I'm not a huge football fan, so just kind of like if I were to pull for a team, I guess it'd be a hometown team.
All right, well, don't take this the wrong way, but shame on you. Look at me trying to pile drive Robbie Erlin right into the ground, being an Oakland Raider fan. Hey, you got to be true to your team, right?
I liked how he hedged, though. He was like, well, I'm not really that big of a football fan. He backed off real quick when you started. Oh, wow. Chiefs fan. See, he was eating some nachos earlier.
Right.
And he fumbled them.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah. Robbie Erlin back to work here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Parker, Bergman, and Blackman the scheduled hitters, 8, 9, and 1. And it does appear that Christian Bergman, the reliever, will get a chance to bat here. Trying to get a few innings out of him. Nice quick third for Robbie Erlin. See if he can put together back-to-back good innings.
Jesse, we all know that it can go very quickly here either way. We've talked about that every time we come to Coors Field. Quick innings now, make an adjustment, keep the Rockies at 5.
Parker grounded to short his first time up. He's 0 for 1, and he takes a big looping breaking ball. 1-0.
Colorado Rockies bullpen. We talked about their ERA collectively as a team, last in the National League, 4.99, but the relievers a 4.73, 14th in the National League in ERA, and they are in the bullpen.
Parker rips that one past Solarte into left field. He had been 2 for his last 40, and now he's got extra bases to lead off the fourth inning. Upton gets it back in. Stand-up double for Kyle Parker.
How close at third? Is this a breaky ball? It looks like a cutter or a slider in. He turns on it. Oh. Looks like a makeable play. That looked like it went right under the glove maybe of Solarte. He got extended. It's a makeable play.
I agree. Sacrifice situation for Bergman, who pops it up behind the plate, and Norris can't quite get there. He didn't go very far. It wasn't very high, and he's unable to make the tough catch. Strike one.
Yeah, you've got to turn all the way around. You've got to contend with the umpire as well. Phil Cuzzy there. He gets out of the way, and nice effort by Derek Norris. This will give us a good look. Ball is up, mask is off. Phil Cuzzy gets out of the way. Good effort, Derek.
It takes a moment to even figure out where the ball is.
Yeah.
You're blind to it when it's in the air. You got to look up, figure out where it is, and then go and try to make the play. See Solarte at third, Myers at first, pinched in here. Bergman 0 for 7 on the season. 3 sack bunts in his career, and he pops another one up. This time over the screen, out of play, 0-2.
Closed captioning for tonight's game is brought to you by Wiener Schnitzel. Is that guy wearing puka shells? No, it's one of those magnetic type that you take 2 or 3 of them and you weave them together. Nice talking to you.
Yeah, good to know. 0-2 to Bergman. See if he's still bunting. Chops it foul.
Look out.
He's got a necklace too. What do you make of his?
Just a basic chain. Or no, that's, yeah.
Bergman again shows bunt on 0-2. Pulls back again and once more fouls it away.
Speaking of chains, remember last night we showed Chad Bettis wearing that big chain with the ring on it? Well, Allie Stern was on the case, and she got back to me. She said that ring has the Bettis family crest that he was wearing last night.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Slaps it foul again. Little battle here between Christian Bergman and Robbie Erlin. Tried to bunt the first couple of pitches, popped them both foul.
6th pitch coming here to Bergman.
And the count still 0-2. Parker at second after the leadoff double. And another foul ball to the right side.
It's getting closer.
Straightening it out a little bit. Popped a couple behind the plate. A couple towards the dugout. That one more towards the bag.
Yeah, his first one was like over here. Then the second one was here. Third one was here. So he's timing the pitches of Robbie Erlin.
Up the middle, that's a base hit.
You got to be kidding me.
Second big league hit for Christian Bergman. Singles to center field after a big battle with Robbie Erlin. And the Rockies have runners on the corners with nobody out here in the fourth.
Well, talk about timing it perfectly. Foul ball is over near the dugout, and this one, it looks like a fastball. Is it a fastball? No, it's a breaking ball. Breaking ball speeding up the bat of Bergman. So the softer the pitch, the more that bat travels in the hitting zone. He keeps it fair this time up the middle. He was late on the fastballs. Bad location on that little breaking ball right there.
Derek Norris going to go out and chat with Robbie Erlin. First 5 men reached against Robbie in the first inning before he recorded an out. And now the first 2 here in the fourth. Pat Murphy going to head on out, and that might be it for Robbie. 3+. 5 runs on 9 hits. There will be a pitching change. And so Robbie Erlin's first big league start of the season comes to a close. Pitching change here in the bottom of the fourth. Let's check in with Allie Sturm. Allie?
Well, Jesse, I am in the rock pile seats, which are directly above center field, and there's some really interesting things about these seats. First off, they're one of the cheapest tickets in baseball. Every ticket is just $4, excuse me. And the reason they're called the rock pile seats, well, that's because when they were doing construction in 1992, they found several dinosaur fossils, even a full Triceratops skull, hence Dinger the dinosaur. And Mark Grant, I even checked. Coors Field is known as Jurassic Park. You were right, my good man.
Yes, and that, you know, if you want to just enjoy the atmosphere here at Coors Field in Denver, the rock pile is a great value. You get a great perspective of the whole field. Thank you very much for that report, Allie. And good call on Jurassic Park.
It's a long way out there, but a neat view.
Hey,
you don't often get to sit straightaway center field in a big league park.
Fun for the whole family.
Odrisamer Despaigne to face Charlie Blackmon with runners on the corners and nobody out here in the bottom of the fourth. OD has started 18 games this year and come on in relief 14 times.
All right, got some work to do, Odrisamer. Hey, a chance to throw up some zeros and possibly get a win. You never know.
Blackman rips that one to right field, kept coming in. That'll get another run home. Parker crosses the plate. Bergman up to second. And a 5-run game.
Too many fat pitches to the Rockies lineup. And this includes one to Charlie Blackmon. Got extended. Sure, it was off the end of the bat, but
Blackmon now 3 for 3. Couple of singles, a double, an RBI, and he has already scored 2 runs. Still nobody out. Jose Reyes 1 for 2 with a bunt single and a run scored. Robbie Erlin still responsible for Christian Bergman out at second base. Both teams into the bullpen here early tonight. Rockies because of injury. Reyes takes and it gets away from Norris. Both runners will advance. Throw to third. And not in time. Good job by Solarte keeping that one on the infield. With the pitcher Bergman running, Norris thought he'd take a shot down there. But a wild pitch, and now 2 men in scoring position.
well, looked like a short breaking ball right there.
One to Reyes. Big swing and a miss. Colorado's done an outstanding job with men in scoring position. They are now 6 for 8 tonight. 1-2 to Reyes. On the ground. Infield was in. So Spansberg able to get the easy out at first base. 1 away. Everybody stays put. Tonight's game is presented in HD by Sony. Second and third, 1 out for Arenado. Certainly would imagine the hope for Pat Murphy is that Despaigne can give him a couple of innings out of the bullpen.
Yep.
8 of his 14 relief appearances this year.
Yeah, remember Robbie Erlin made the last out last inning in the 4th, so the pitcher spot isn't up for 9 more hitters. So when the Padres come to bat in their half of the 5th, top of the 5th, top of the order for Will Myers.
Good numbers this season for Arenado against the Padres. You say all that and it's true, but Despaigne likes hitting here.
That's right. First big league knock. I forgot about that.
That's the other way.
Yep.
But yeah, 8 of the 14 appearances out of the pen for Despaigne have been longer than an inning, including that great long relief outing against the Giants all the way back in April at Petco Park after the Ian Kennedy injury. Way outside, ball 2. Infield still in about halfway as Norris slides to keep that one in front of him. 3 balls and a strike. Carlos Gonzalez on deck.
Talk about a trying situation. 3-1 to Arenado. You got Carlos Gonzalez waiting on deck. Possible bases loaded situation.
And that fastball is too far inside. 1 out walk to Arenado. Bases are loaded. And Carlos Gonzalez is coming to the plate. Robbie Erlin, 6 runs, 9 hits allowed, is responsible for Bergman at third base. Blackmon at second, Arenado at first.
Derek Norris out to have a chat. And you know what? There comes a time when I don't know what Derek's saying right here, but you got to kind of light a fire. Dude, let's make a pitch here. Hey, we're trailing by 5. Basically, let's make a pitch here, get a double play, get back in that dugout.
Padres got a big bases-loaded double play in the first inning with Robbie Erlin on the mound. But it doesn't look like Despaigne is going to get the opportunity to face Gonzalez. The left-hander Zepchinski is warming up. And so he'll come in to face Cargo with the bases loaded and 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pitching change for the Padres, down 5. The lefty coming out of the pen. Juan Casino. Play, win together in the heart of San Diego. And by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. Pedal the Cause taking place this weekend back in San Diego. Trevor Hoffman, 150 miles over 2 days. Temecula and back.
Good for him. And I'm sure he closed it out in grand fashion, right?
No doubt about it. Zepchinski on to try and close out the Rockies here in the 4th inning. Steps into a bases-loaded 1-out situation. Carlos Gonzalez at the plate.
Well, this might be one of those situations where the Padres trailing 6-1. Sure, it's a matchup situation, trying to stop the bleeding to the 5-run deficit. Could be Charlie Holstaff with all the arms down there in that bullpen tonight.
Darren Balsley on the phone. Bunch of right-handed batters due after Cargo. And Gonzalez takes a big swing and a miss against Zepchinski, who is a lefty specialist.
Erlin got him swinging, striking out in the 2nd inning. Remember, it was a breaking ball to end that 2nd inning, Carlos Gonzalez.
In the air left field, Upton coming over. Remember, you got a pitcher on 3rd base. Justin charges in, makes the catch. Bergman's tagging, and he's coming home. The throw is up the line, and a throw to 3rd. Not in time. Carlos Gonzalez with a sacrifice fly to left field. Bergman comes in. The book is closed on Robbie Erlin, and the Rockies lead 7-1. All 3 runners advance.
Hey, you know, the only thing wrong with that play right there, and it's you know, Justin Upton played this one correctly. He measured the high fly ball, he worked underneath it, his momentum coming in, and he just yanked the ball a little bit towards the first base side of home plate. But other than that, he played it perfectly. That's what you're supposed to do. Momentum coming in. And sometimes that ball is not going to be on line. And a nice pick by Jedd Gyorko at 3rd base, preventing that ball from going to left field line.
That's going to be it for Zepchinski. Mentioned the right-handed hitters coming up for Colorado. So Marcos Mateo is the next man up for the Padres. to you by Geico. 10-6-0-1 Rockies at Qualcomm against the Padres, and Tony Gwynn, RBI double. Hit number 3,141. Last hit of his big league career.
Wow, how time flies.
About 14 years ago.
Yeah, and how dearly we miss that man, no doubt about that. So enter right-hander Marcos Mateo. A lot of arms in that bullpen. We mentioned that with the September call-ups. We've used Despaigne, Zepchinski, now Mateo, and remaining
10.
Might be one of those nights.
Both teams into the bullpen early. Colorado starter Johan Flande leaving in the third inning with an injury. Mateo's first pitch to Willeen Rosario is a called strike, 0-1. Book is now closed on Erlin. 7 runs, 9 hits. Despaigne started the fourth. Zepchinski worked to Gonzalez, and now Mateo gets Rosario to bounce one back past the mound. Gyorko barehand has to put it in his pocket. Another run's going to score. 8-1 Rockies. A little nubber off the end of the bat for Rosario, and sometimes that's how it goes.
You make a good pitch, squibber. Sometimes the luck of the Irish doesn't fall your way.
Runners on the corners, 2 outs. 3-run inning for the Rockies and DJ LeMahieu. Little tight at 96, 1-0. Mateo back off the DL at the beginning of this month. Missed about a month. Gets a ground ball to second base. Spangenberg down to a knee, makes the play. And that's it for the Rockies here in the fourth. They add 3 more as we go to the fifth. Rockies brought their hitting shoes tonight. In the first inning, they score 4 times on 5 hits. First 5 men reached before a double play ball from DJ LeMahieu. finally offered some relief to Robbie Erlin, and it was just single after single after single. Justin Upton, though, would get the Padres on the board in the third inning. RBI base hit to bring home Will Myers, and then Rocky starter Yohan Flande taking this Jedd Gyorko line drive off the left leg. So he would depart after 2 2/3 innings. Christian Bergman on in his place, and you see a short night for the two starting pitchers and a good night for a couple of the stars at the plate for the Rocks.
Just can't afford to throw those type of pitches to those types of hitters and get away with them. 5,280. That's how many feet are in a mile. You get it all right here, don't you?
I mean, there is the baseball information, but then really the life information that you provide.
It's a little nugget that we all should know.
52-80. Top of the order against Bergman, and inside to Myers. 1-1.
Yeah, they made a nice little adjustment up there in the upper deck. They took out some seats and put up some rooftop restaurants and places to hang out during the game.
The place to be here at
Very
Coors
festive.
Field. Everybody has a good time up there. Beer, burgers, etc. Myers hits that one hard to left field for a base hit. Will comes out of the box with a big turnaround second. Goes back to first base. Leadoff single for Will Myers, second hit of the night.
Well, up to this point, Will Myers swinging the bat very, very well. The first at bat, line to 7. Remember that line drive to left field, his first at bat?
Nice catch by Parker.
The double going the opposite way, scoring a run, and now to left field.
And he's hit it well all 3 times. And all 3 times he was leading off an inning. Solarte takes strike 1 from Bergman. As long as we're talking about passing along useful information, it's at 5,280 feet in a mile. I got the phase of the moon wrong earlier, so I would like to correct myself.
It's a crescent moon, correct?
I think I said a half moon, but yes, it's a waxing crescent this evening. Just so that nobody gets their science homework wrong on my account.
Right.
Now you know. I apologize.
Well, I had to look it up in between innings as well, and understood that's a crescent moon. What was the correct?
Waxing crescent, because it's getting bigger. It's looking bigger. It's the same size, but you see more of it. It gets bigger, 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 and then small. And that's a waning crescent. Into center field. Blackman going back. He'll make the catch. Myers retreats. 1 away.
You know, with the way technology has advanced so rapidly over the years, if I had a chance to go to the moon, I'd be first in line.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I'm sure a lot of people would be happy about that.
You buying a round trip ticket or?
How cool would that be, though?
Very. Matt Kemp takes low, ball 1.
There was a guy in winter ball down in Puerto Rico.
When you were pitching?
I'm not going to say his name, but night game, moon is out.
Kemp on the ground to Reyes. LeMahieu, double play.
Stay tuned.
We return,
it's a great story. I guarantee you.
Something involving the moon and winter ball. When we return to Coors Field. for the San Diego fans of the game. Friar faithful in the house here at Coors Field, representing the Bolts and the Fathers. All right, Mark Grant, before the top of the inning ended, as you take a look at the waxing crescent, you had a story involving winter ball and the moon.
This is a true story.
Okay.
I swear on my children, this is a true story.
Tom Murphy will lead off, bottom third of the order for the Rockies against Mateo. Let's hear this.
There was a guy who was playing winter ball. I think it might have been South America. But anyway, it was in either South America, Puerto Rico, Dominican. Night game, the moon is out. And he asked the question, is that the same moon that shines over the United States? And he was serious as a heart attack. True story on my children. I will not reveal the player's name.
Somebody we've heard of?
Yes. Played back in the 80s. Early 80s.
Murphy in the air, center field. Melvin Upton going back, looking up. First big league homer, Tom Murphy. And his first major league hit, his first time up. And now he goes deep to center off Marcos Mateo. It is a 9-1 lead.
Well, what hurts about that one is a couple of things. One is it makes it score 9-1, but also it was an 0-2 pitch. 0-2 pitch from Marcos Mateo to Tommy Murphy. And for Tommy Murphy, it's a celebration.
Kyle Parker, first pitch swinging. Nothing in 2. So is that the same moon that shines over the United States? That was the question.
True story.
No Google back then, huh?
No.
Parker swings and misses, and 3 straight fastballs from Mateo. 1 away. And Bergman is going to get a second at bat. Hey, not bad.
Yeah, and remember the Dodgers, they played at the Coliseum when they first came from New York, and it was called a moonshot.
Sure.
When Wally would hit that ball over the high fence in left field, because it was a very short porch in left field at the Coliseum. Hence the term moonshot.
Uh-oh. Did Benoit just flip Murphy's first career home run to a fan?
I think so.
Might not have realized.
May have been.
Or maybe it's another ball. Blue Moon Odom.
Warren Moon, if we're talking football.
Moonlight Graham. That's all I got. Bergman takes, ball 4. How about the 2 plate appearances for Christian Bergman tonight? Rocky reliever. Can't get the sacrifice bunt down in the 4th inning. Ends up fouling off a bunch of pitches. And then singles up the middle. And now draws a walk. Top of the
Outfield
order.
1-0. Walk-up music for Charlie Blackmon, the outfield.
Blackmon takes, called strike on the outside corner.
What would be your walk-up music if you had a choice?
I got to think about it. What about you? If you were a hitter?
Probably Wham's "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go."
It's a beat. Blackman takes strike 2 from Mateo.
Blue Moon sounds good right about now.
More moon talk. Waxing crescent tonight.
Remember moon pies?
Sure. Delicious.
Fastball away here. Oh, he got away with one.
Jupiter has 63 moons.
Stop it.
How about that? It's the most of any of the planets in our solar system. Eight-run lead for the Rockies in the bottom of the 5th. Tom Murphy adding one this inning with his first big league homer. And Blackman just gets a piece of the 2-2 from Mateo.
Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd, great album.
Great album.
Meet me on the dark side of the moon.
Gets away from Norris, and Bergman will advance to second base.
And who could ever forget hearing Andy Williams croon Moon River?
Bad Moon Rising. Outside, ball 4 to Blackman. Second walk issued by Mateo. About to the moon.
Alice. Ralph Cramden, bus driver, the Honeymooners.
Jackie Gleason. Wham boom. Jose Reyes with one out and runners on first and second. And the Rockies shortstop takes outside, strike 1. Actually heard something recently about Neil Armstrong and the moon landing, and you know the famous words when he came down off the ladder, one small step, etc. And he had pre-planned them, and he wrote them on a piece of paper.
I did not hear this story.
And he was just, I think, having dinner with his brother maybe a few weeks before the mission, and they're just sitting there, they're eating, they're talking, whatever, and he slides the piece of paper across the table to his brother, and he goes, "Hey, what do you think of this?" His brother read him and realized what it was. So that's really good.
Really?
Yeah. Reyes in the air, right field. Kemp's not going to get there. Is it going to be a fair ball? It is not.
You know where I thought you were going with that story? I thought his brother was going to critique it and say, that is the worst I've ever. No, seriously. Because it became such a great line that everybody should, you know, learn about that whole deal. But I thought you were going to say that is one of the worst things I've ever heard. That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
I've howled at the moon before. Many times.
Oh, I believe that. Maybe tonight after this game. Go up to the mountains. Find us some coyote friends. Oh. Wolves, not coyotes. That's who howls at the moon.
Okay, the Moon Saloon in Peoria.
Where the Padres have spring training. Got great sliders there.
They literally have spring training at the Moon Saloon.
Got
a game break coming up. Mariners, Rangers.
And the same moon that we see tonight is the moon over Globe Life Park in Arlington, if anybody was curious. Bergman at second, Blackman at first. And a good little battle here between Mateo and Reyes.
Yeah, how about a double play ball here?
Strikeout instead.
Nice.
Second of the inning for Marcos. 2 away. And Nolan Arenado.
He went down, he went away. Let's see what the pitch was. A little backdoor slider.
Arenado's been in the middle of it for the Rockies, 2 for 2. A couple of RBIs, a run scored, and a walk. Last night, a 3-hit game, his 15th such game of the season. Leading RBI man in the National League, and only Bryce Harper has more home runs.
Southland Technology, Fox Tracks. You see Mateo trying to work down and away. Keep that ball on the ground.
.39 home runs for Arenado, 21 of them on the road.
Have you seen Apollo 13?
Sure.
Great movie.
I went to college with Jim Lovell's grandson.
Did you?
Yeah. The astronaut played by Tom Hanks. Full count to Arenado, 3-2.
That whole cast was
Incredible.
awesome. Gary Sinise. Sorry about knowing him, by the way.
Hey, you guys hang out.
Yeah, we're buds.
Does a great job with the Lieutenant Dan
Oh,
band.
doesn't he, though?
Arenado swings and misses, and Mateo strikes out the side here in the 5th. July of 1969. We put a man on the moon. Rockies by 8 after 5. Not bad.
Nice.
Not bad.
Good call.
Moon's over Miami.
Nice going, Mark Sweeney.
Well done. Astros, by the way, trailing Oakland now 6-5 in the 7th.
And regarding that Cole Hamels deal and being in Texas, when we talked about this when it happened, I mean, let's face it, the guy's a big game pitcher. He's an MVP of the World Series for crying out loud, NLCS. So to acquire a pitcher like Cole Hamels, who's used to pressure games, big games, that's down the stretch, that's your guy.
Justin Upton fouls that one back, 2-1. As you take a look at the American League standings, both the Western Division and the wild card. Going to be very, very interesting in these final 2 weeks. Bergman in his 3rd full inning of relief. Too far inside. 3-1 to Upton. Came on to get the final out of the 3rd after Flande was injured. Astros and A's there, and here Justin Upton just fouled. Thought that maybe kicked up some chalk.
Yeah. Well, Jerry Davis, the crew chief down at third base, all over that ball coming right near him, right in front of him. No argument from Justin or Glenn Hoffman, the third base coach. Let's take another look.
Wow, just foul. Got him. That is the first strikeout of the night of any Padre batter. One out for Jedd Gyorko.
And with that first strikeout, you mentioned it, balls put in play, but just haven't been able to find the hole or a gap. Well, the riding fastball. Remember I said Bergman doesn't throw that hard? Out of the hand, that looked like a high pitch. That was going to be inside. Ran up and in on him.
Jedd hit the ball that knocked Flande out of the game. It went as a double, but it was a line drive right off the pitcher's left leg or knee, caromed into left field. So he's 1 for 2 tonight. Let's check out the old Cholula flamethrower, talking about how hard or not Christian Bergman throws.
Well, let's rack it up. 92. That's tomato juice.
Not even Bloody Mary mix.
No.
Just tomato juice. Not hot sauce.
If you had to form a pitching staff here in Colorado, Jesse, what type of pitcher would you go for?
Sinker ballers.
Yeah.
Ground ball guys.
I would mix in a couple of those guys and starters that throw really hard. I'm talking upper 90s. If you can find those type guys. 4-seam type guys with a power breaking ball, along with your sinker ball guys.
Who aren't afraid to throw the breaking ball here.
Yes. Yep.
And Ian Kennedy, we talked a lot about it last night. He's had great success here. As Gyorko goes in the air to right, Gonzalez tracks it. And it's gone. Kept on carrying for Jedd Gyorko, and he goes the other way. A solo home run here in the 6th.
Wow.
Number 15 for Gyorko. And it's a 9-2 game.
Be honest with me. When he took that swing and the ball was off the bat, what did you think?
Fly ball to right.
I thought it was going to be deep. I thought it was going to maybe at the track. But this ball just kept going and going. 2-2 count. Let's watch the swing. High pitch. He gets on top of it. I did not think this ball was going to leave.
For Jedd Gyorko now, 5 of his 15 home runs this season have come against Colorado.
I wonder who has him and pick the stick tonight.
You're on a nice little roll.
Thank you, Jedd.
I'm sure it's his pleasure. Bergman behind Derek Norris, 2 balls and a strike, so he gets a quick visit from the pitcher Murphy. Gyorko now 13 home runs since his return from El Paso. Outside, ball 3. Jedd Jackson and Casey Kelly up in the Padre pen.
Well, Casey was nice enough to join us before the game on our pregame show and sit down and have a little chat. It's a long rehab, bouncing back from Tommy John surgery.
He'll get a start in the final homestand of the season. Friday night against Arizona. Up in the big leagues for the first time since 2012.
I remember that night, making that start, his dad's birthday. He was sitting behind home plate. Pat Kelly, the manager in the minor leagues with the Reds. Got a big league knock that night as well.
Strike 3 called to Derek Norris.
Looks like a fastball away. Does Bergman get a call here? The ball, kind of tough to tell from that angle.
Two strikeouts this inning for Bergman, and yeah, looks like a pretty good pitch on the outside corner.
Pitch number 7, you bet.
Melvin Upton 1 for 2 tonight with a single and a ground out. Jedd Gyorko going deep down the right field line here this inning. Melvin takes strike 2.
Well, if you're wondering about comebacks here in Colorado, largest comeback. Hey, stay tuned. That's called the tease.
All right, Mudd will tell you about the largest comeback in Coors Field history when we come back. The Padres are down 7, not 8, because Jedd Gyorko goes deep to the right here in the 6th. Run lead on the Padres. Jedd Jackson on to pitch for the second time in his big league career. Made his debut Monday night in Arizona. Third time, excuse me.
Well, we've got some changes going on here with Jedd Jackson now toeing the slab for San Diego. Looks like Alex Dickerson is going to be in left field. Travis Jankowski will patrol right field, and behind the plate, putting on the gear, Rocky Gale.
Jackson pitched to one batter last night. That was the second big league appearance. So tonight the third gets to start an inning. Carlos Gonzalez, Willeen Rosario, and DJ LeMahieu are due up. See if Walt Weiss starts to maybe pinch hit for some guys as this game goes on. Mudd mentioning the 3 changes aside from the new pitcher for the Padres. So Kemp, Upton, and Norris are out of the game.
Remember last half inning before we went to break, we were talking about comebacks.
It's a 7-run game at Coors Field.
Well, before the home run, it was an 8-run deficit, right? 9-1. The largest comeback versus Colorado, come back and win, has been 8 runs. It happened one time. It was the Chicago Cubs back in June of 1999.
I would have thought that it would be bigger than that.
I would too.
And it's a huge comeback. I'm not trying to take anything away from Sammy Sosa and friends, but 8 runs here.
Yeah, I know.
Again, Justin Upton, Kemp, and Norris done for the night. Carlos Gonzalez facing Jay Jackson. Cargo's driven in a couple of runs tonight. Now at 90 RBIs on the year. Shift him over to the right, and he takes the pitch high from Jackson. 3 balls and no strikes. Taking all the way, that's a strike. 95. And ball 4. Leadoff walk here in the 6th, issued by Jay Jackson, and we promised it to you earlier in the night. We've got tonight's T-Mobile strongest fan photo. Tweet yours using the hashtag SDDataStrongFan for a chance to be shown in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
Yeah, Alex, thank you very much. At @A_Wilkie.
Which one is Alex?
Hey, girls' night out. Whoever it is. Having a good time?
Inside to Willeen Rosario. So Jay Jackson having some trouble finding the strike zone here.
I'm sure the butterflies after the debut. First time. And Jay was quoted, it was an exciting time for him. So second time out here in Colorado. Sure, a little bit more at ease for the right-hander. Box tracks by Southland Technology. You're getting a call on that second pitch on that breaking ball.
1-1 the count to Rosario, who's a really interesting story. He's been a catcher for the Rockies the last couple of years. They said before this season, hey, you're going to be a first baseman. We're going to move you to first. And he's played first all year long, both here with the Rockies and at AAA Albuquerque. He's been up and down a couple of times. But on this last road trip, he caught twice with the injuries to the catchers, and both times back there for Jorge De La Rosa.
And let's face it, it's always good to have a guy like that on the roster. He finds a new position. He does a decent job, and you get a chance to get that bat in the lineup. And in a pinch with injuries, it's like riding a bike. Get behind home plate. We saw him in San Diego, right?
There is a value to that. Into center field. So Rosario with a single after the walk to Gonzalez, and once again the Rockies threatening to make some offensive noise here in the 6th. 2 on, nobody out, and DJ LeMahieu coming up. On the ground all 3 times tonight, including that double play. And Jackson delivers inside, ball 1. Mayhew earlier this summer had an 18-game hitting streak. Longest of his career.
You think the hitting streak will ever be broken? 56 games, Joe DiMaggio?
I hate to say no.
I don't think it will be.
But it's an unbelievable record. When do you start to get excited about a hitting streak? Like
30.
for a Padre?
Oh.
Just over the course of a normal season. I don't mean in the context of DiMaggio.
Oh,
just,
okay, I see what you're saying.
You're like, hey, that's a nice little run there.
You know what? I think if you hit 10 games straight, I think that's saying something. Don't you?
I go for a week, 7. A week's worth of games.
Yeah.
That's kind of the way I've always looked at it.
7 to 10.
Yeah. You go, hey, that's nice.
I remember the Colonel, the late Jerry Coleman, who we all miss dearly, talking about Joe DiMaggio and that 56-game hitting streak. He was hitless on the 57th game, and then I think he went 15 more after that.
Yeah. It's unbelievable.
I could be off a couple games here and there, but it was a ridiculous amount of games.
Yep.
You know what? I was the first to say that I thought the Don Drysdale scoreless streak was never going to be broken. And then I was fortunate enough to be in the bullpen when Orel Hershiser at Jack Murphy Stadium broke the Double D's record of consecutive scoreless innings. He threw 10 shutout innings that night to break the record. Orel Hershiser. 1988.
It's funny, you look at some of the other big scoreless inning streaks that pitchers have had the last couple of years, and there have been some really impressive ones. But they're all in so many more games than Hershiser.
Right.
Two-two count with 2 on to LeMahieu. And another foul ball. On the ground to second, could be another double play. Spangenberg to Gyorko. They got him again. Second time tonight, LeMahieu grounds into a double play, and the 4th time tonight that he grounds out. A couple of big outs for Jay Jackson as we take a look at the Bill Howe plays of the game. Tom Murphy, a rookie catcher for the Rockies, first time up, first major league hit, first major league RBI, and then leading off the 5th inning, how about his first big league home run? Night to remember for Tom Murphy. 2 outs, runner on third. And here is the catcher. Murphy takes a strike. What do you think of the hitting streaks that go over 2 different seasons?
I think there should be an asterisk. Let's say a guy goes 56, and it's in season 2014/15. I don't think it should be recognized as a record breaker. What do you think?
I agree with you, but it is.
Right.
I mean, I think the way they keep records, it's a streak. It's not Guy's fault the season ended.
Correct.
And he kept it going the next year. But you're right, it is weird. Longest hitting streak this century is one like that. Jimmy Rollins, 38 games that went from the 05 to the 06 season.
Mm-hmm.
Had a couple 35-game hit streaks contained to a single season here in the 2000s. That's it. You're 3 weeks shy of DiMaggio at that point.
I know.
That's crazy. 0-2, and in the air to center. Melvin Upton's got a long way to run. He's still going back. He is at the track and at the wall. He'll make the catch. Tom Murphy trying to hit home runs in consecutive at-bats, and he just missed it. Jay Jackson pitches a complete 6th inning. At rooftop up at right field here at Coors Field now. Allie Sturm is somewhere up there.
Yes, I'm somewhere among the crowd. Jesse, I'm just moving around Coors Field today. Now I'm at the rooftop, which I have to tell you is one of the most amazing views I have ever seen. This is the newest construction to Coors Field. It was a $10 million project, and it hosts a lot of great restaurant spots. Right behind me right here is Chub Burger, and a fun fact about that, the bar is exactly 52 feet and 80 inches long, representing a mile, and the highest point of the rooftop is exactly a mile high. Also, this rooftop here has hosted some many local bands, one of which was 2 members of REM, which I thought was pretty cool. But Mark and Jesse, I gotta say, I think my view from up here, well, it might beat yours.
Yeah, no, very well, Mike. REM, Man on the Moon.
Oh, nice.
5280.
Yeah, it's just added so much more because in the years past, as Allie was talking about, those were just seats up there. And, you know, they had a hard time filling all those seats, so why not make it where people can enjoy a game and have a social sparkler and a bite to eat?
Gonzalez Germain on to pitch in relief for the 28th time this year. Picked up a save the other day. First of the season. Had one a couple of years ago against the Padres. The only 2 saves of his career as Corey Spangenberg fouls the first pitch off. Couple of changes as Brandon Barnes comes in to play right field. Ben Paulson to first base for the Rockies. 8-9-1 for San Diego here in the 7th. Spangenberg, Dickerson, and Will Myers, the scheduled hitters. Spangy fouls that one back. Corey grounded into a double play his last time up. He walked in his first plate appearance. On base a couple of times last night. Drove in a run. And he swings and misses. Tipped into the mitt of the catcher Murphy, who holds on to it. And Germain comes out of the bullpen to strike out the first man he faces, 1 away.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the San Diego Padres. It may not be reproduced, retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Neil Armstrong and the San Diego Padres.
I thought it was Buzz Aldrin.
Buzz Aldrin.
First at bat of the night for Dickerson. Came on as part of a double switch last inning. Saw him pinch hit in the 7th last night. Second stint of the year. The first one was very brief. Just a couple of games in early August. And he collected his first big league hit back on August 7th. Pinch hit single against the Phils at Petco Park.
How about a big fly?
He has certainly got the power. Don't let the number 1 on his back fool you.
No. That brings up a little nugget. Wearing number 1. I think that's a lot of pressure. What do you think?
It always makes me think of like a light-hitting, speedy infielder, though.
Like Corey Spangenberg.
Sure. Although he's got more pop than probably most people realize. But I get what you're saying. Yeah, like a second baseman. Yeah.
I've always thought if you're given number 1, I always thought there was a lot of pressure. Remember, I played with Mike Aldretti, former Stanford Cardinal. With the Giants, he was given number 1, but then changed to number 25.
Didn't like it.
Just thought number 1 a little bit, didn't fit him as a player.
Dickerson's got major, major power. Petco a couple weeks ago, batting practice, upper deck right field. Don't see that very often. Myers, first pitch swinging, fouls it off at the plate. Another nice night for Will. The one out that he made was back in the first inning, and a really well struck ball to left field. Kyle Parker, a nice twisting catch on it. And Germain ahead of him, 0-2. In the first 5 innings, Padres had not struck out. They K'd 3 times in the 6th, and now Germain has struck out the first 2 men he's faced here in the 7th. We love round numbers in baseball, right?
Sure.
Will Myers' leadoff home run the other night in Arizona. The 50th in Padre history on the road.
That's nice.
Sure. Second for Myers, third for the Padres this year. Matt Kemp also has one.
Of course, the all-time leader. You talking about leadoff home runs?
Yeah.
Ricky Henderson, 81 career leadoff home runs. Wow.
Myers lays off 3-2. Inside, ball 4. So Myers aboard for the third straight trip to the plate. And a 2-out base runner against Germain with Solarte coming up. Jan Hervis 0 for 3 tonight. We were just talking about hitting streaks.
He had an 8 game, right? Or a 10 game? 11.
A couple of them.
That's right.
And right now a 5-game streak for Solarte. Trying to keep that going here in the 7th, and behind 0-2.
Changeup from Germain. Nice one.
Strike 3 called. Germain strikes out the side here in the 7th. Myers is stranded, and we stretch with the Rockies up 7. Mercury Insurance. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com today and see how much you could save. And by Petco. What we feed them matters. Bottom of the 7th inning, and how about this? On the mound for the Padres for the first time since September 27th, 2012, Casey Kelly.
Had him on our pregame show for a nice interview. And what a way to start off back in the big leagues for Casey Kelly. A strike right on the outside corner.
Kelly, Tommy John surgery in 2013. He has been working his way back ever since. Pitched a good amount this year in the minors for the Padres. And now back on a big league hill for the first time in nearly 3 years. Brett Wallace into the game at third base. And a little check swing tapper back to Kelly. And Casey Kelly retires Kyle Parker for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Check out the delivery of Casey Kelly. Watch how he goes straight back and then very quick on the pivot. Straight back, quick over the rubber. And the whole key is when that front foot hits, where is his back, his arm with the ball in relation to where his foot is. He's got good mechanics there. And that was the old Willie Mays Hayes swing right there, getting sawed off, the old comebacker.
Rafael Inoa will be the pinch hitter. Sorry about that.
Very quick pivot over the rubber for Casey Kelly. So it's key that he doesn't rush towards home plate and he gets in a good position over the rubber.
Casey's just 25 years old. He'll turn 26 in early October. Gets ahead of Inoa, 0-1. And another weak grounder, but this one foul. 0-2.
Hitting the corners, keeping it down for Casey Kelly.
Came over from the Red Sox in the Adrian Gonzalez trade after the 2010 season. Did Casey Kelly. 0-2 to Inoa. And a line drive to right field. That's going to be a base hit. Jankowski going over to cut it off. Inoa will be content with a single. And a one-out base runner for the Rockies here in the 7th.
Well, we mentioned the Fox Tracks brought to you by Nissan, really hitting the corners and keeping it down. Well, this one leaks over the heart of the plate and quick to the baseball. Got some speed out there. Travis Jankowski. Well, Inoa was going to take that single the whole way.
Charlie Blackmon takes a first pitch strike. Fastball at 93 from Kelly. Good night for the Colorado center fielder. On base 4 times. Coming into the 2013 season, Casey Kelly was named the #1 prospect in the Padre organization. Blackmon digs that one out, lines it to right. Jankowski comes on and makes a diving catch.
Very nice play by Travis Jankowski. That ball's got some sinking action to it. We talk about the first step getting extended. Very athletic play, and the speed of Travis Jankowski comes into play there. Good jump, good speed, great catch.
Christian Adames will be the pinch hitter for Reyes. And on the first pitch, he fouls it away, 0-1. Saw Adames in last night's game. He struck out against John Edwards in the 8th. Edwards struck out the side. Ground ball left side, and that one gets through. Jedd Gyorko into left field. Going for third, Inoa. He'll make it there. And runners on the corners for the Rockies with 2 outs.
Well, I really thought that Jedd Gyorko was going to come up with that one. Squeeze it. Has to go to his right. Let's check it out off the bat. Oh, yeah, I'll bet you a dime to donuts if you asked Jedd Gyorko, hey, should he have had that play? He would say, you bet I should have. You see his reaction there. He knows he can make that play.
They give Adames an infield single. 2 outs. Runners on first and third for Arenado.
You know what I look for when a guy's coming back from Tommy John surgery? Not only velocity, but the breaking ball. We talked about that in our interview. Getting over that hurdle, getting a ball in your hand, playing catch, then getting up on the hill and letting it loose. It's a nice tight breaking ball, KC Sports. There's another one. Wow. Good tight spin, good tight action. Getting up on top of it, getting through it.
Great to see. And Casey still scheduled to start the game Friday night against Arizona. I wouldn't necessarily expect that to change based on this performance. Kind of using this as a bullpen almost, right?
A little tune-up.
Yeah, tune-up. I like that.
I like how he works quickly.
One-two to Arenado, and he just misses inside.
Good movement with 92 on the inside part of the plate.
Got him. Casey Kelly, in his first big league appearance in nearly 3 years, strikes out Nolan Arenado to end the 7th. Rockies, best swing you have ever seen. Mark Sweeney will have all of his coming up on Padres Live, the post-game show. Prettiest swing you ever saw.
You know, Will Clark had a really nice swing back in the day when I was playing. Ken Griffey Jr.
That's the easy one.
I'm thinking of teammates that I played with. Will Jr. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna go with Jr. Ken Griffey Jr.
See the changes. Inoa stays in at third, Adames at short, and Castro the new pitcher. Travis Jankowski takes called strike. 1-1. I think a lot of people would say junior.
Yeah.
Jankowski came on to play defense in the 6th inning. He's out in right field.
And today, this day and age, right-handers, Buster Posey.
2-2.
Ah, there's a Padre fan giving the ball to somebody. Nice.
Saw Castro pitch 10 days ago at Petco. Could not record an out. Had all kinds of trouble in the 6th inning of a game the Rockies would eventually win 4-3. Here he strikes out Jankowski. 1 away. All right, in-game update time for Saquon's Pick the Stick. Oh, Mud. Mud. You're having another big night, and you've opened up an 11-point lead? Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point.
You know what this stands for? SBI. What's up, buddy?
Rocky Gale getting his first at bat and flies that one into foul territory.
Hey, there's still plenty of time left for me to cough it up.
Well, we've already had one catcher get his first big league hit tonight, Tommy Murphy of the Rockies. And now Rocky Gale of the Padres. How fitting it would be to do it here in Denver.
I smell a hit coming. I
Love
really
it.
do.
Gale in 102 games with AAA El Paso this year, hit .307. Had a really, really nice season, becoming the everyday catcher when Austin Hedges was called up to the Padres. 27-year-old who was a 24th round pick in 2010.
And once again, you love stories like that. Started in Eugene in 2010, as you mentioned, Jesse. Went to AAA Tucson in 11, then back down to AA, then back down to A-ball, then back to AAA, AA, all up and down the affiliations for the Padres.
Take strike 3 call. Back-to-back Ks for Simon Castro. 2 gone here in the 8th. Final game between these two teams coming up tomorrow afternoon. It's a 12:30 TV time back in San Diego. They start their Sunday games at 2:10 here in Denver, and James Shields will be on the mound against Kyle Kendrick. Hope he'll join us beginning at 12:30 tomorrow afternoon. And then back home for the last 9 games of the year at Petco Park. Two outs, nobody aboard for Jedd Gyorko, who's had a nice night tonight at the plate. Home run, his last time up. Doubled off of Flande earlier. You see on Castro's jersey, he's got S. Castro. There is another Castro in the bullpen for the Rockies, Miguel Castro, number 46. He's number 64.
So he would have M. Castro.
Or maybe he doesn't. We'll have to see. I would guess he does. But the two Castros wearing 64 and 46. Two-two to Gyorko. High inside. Ball 3.
Kind of wild, Castro. Huh? Kind of all over the map. Not really a comfortable at bat. Three-two breaking ball.
And Simon Castro becomes the third Rocky reliever to strike out the side tonight. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th at Coors Field, 9-2 Colorado. Back at Coors Field, inning number 2 of relief for Casey Kelly. Was starting down in the minor leagues this year for the Padres. 17 starts at San Antonio and El Paso. Scheduled to make the start next Friday night at Petco. So after he had a 16-pitch 7th, he gets a chance to start the 8th. And that one misses. 2-1 to Ben Paulson, who came on to play defense earlier in this game over at first base. You see the numbers in 103 games this year for Paulson. 1 for 16 road trip at the plate for Paulson, who's getting his first at bat of this final homestand of the year for the Rockies. And Casey Kelly's 2-2 is swung on and missed. Second strikeout for Casey Kelly. One away here in the 8th.
Went up the ladder on him. Got through that pitch nicely. And once again, like last inning, well, 92 with some movement. He looks confident out there. He looks comfortable. Good sign.
First at bat for the right fielder Brandon Barnes. He had 1 AB in last night's game. Struck out after coming on as a defensive replacement last night in left field. Chops this one through the left side for a base hit. Another hit for the Rockies. And we're going to revisit Mark's keys to the game, brought to you by your San Diego Honda dealers.
Well, enter stage left. I was talking about Robbie Erlin entering the game, his first start since last year. First time the Padre left-hander started a game since Robbie did it last year. Well, Robbie only 3 innings, 9 hits, 7 earned runs, and then exit stage left. We were hoping to get to Flande, but it was an injury that got Flande. A line drive off the bat of Jedd Gyorko off his left knee. So pretty much an F for me tonight. I'll wear it. See, now's the time when you're supposed to say, no, Mud, that's okay. You did all right. You know.
No, I mean, you were wrong. Mayhew smashes that one, and Melvin Upton was playing all the way over towards the right center field gap. He's got to go retrieve this one in left center field. Barnes will score easily. Probably could have been a triple for LeMahieu, but he stays at second base. Rockies add another on their 17th hit of the night. They lead by 8 in the 8th.
Well, with so much real estate out there, the outfield playing Look at where Melvin Upton Jr. is. He is way over in the right center field gap. Alex Dickerson was playing over towards the left center field gap, but LeMahieu does a good job of splitting that one. And the Rockies adding on.
So runner on second, one out for the catcher, Tom Murphy. First 2 hits of his major league career tonight. And his last time up, sent one to deep center. Wonder how many guys have hit multiple home runs in the night that they hit their first major league home run. Hopefully Murphy does not add his name to that list tonight. Lines it past Gyorko into left field. Just got up over the leaping shortstop. And now runners on the corners.
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
You know what October means?
Playoff baseball.
Yeah, October means baseball, and FS1 continues to be your home for postseason action with the American League Division and Championship Series. Hey, don't miss a moment of the drama and history. It all begins October 8th on FS1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go.
Left fielder Kyle Parker swings at the first offering from Kelly and fouls it off out of play. Ten runs on 18 hits for the Rockies. Robbie Erlin started the game for the Padres. Did not record an out in the 4th. Charged with 7 runs on 9 hits in his first start of the season. Despagne, Zepchinski, Mateo, Jackson, and now Casey Kelly out of the bullpen. After tomorrow afternoon's game, Padres come home, off day on Monday, and then the final 9 home games of the season. Coming to Petco Park, the Giants, the Diamondbacks, and the Brewers.
Weird out of division, right?
Yeah.
Because of interleague play, and back in the day when there was no interleague play, September was always within your own division. And I like that, especially if you're in a playoff race.
Team will go to Los Angeles for 3 with the Dodgers to wrap up the season October 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Robbie Erlin probably get another start, maybe 2, moving forward. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
Nice.
3rd strikeout for Casey Kelly here in his 2nd inning of work.
Hey, not afraid to throw that fastball in. We've mentioned it before. 2-seamer in. Tough to catch up. Hey, stay tuned. Padres Live, the postgame show with Mike Pomerantz and Mark Sweeney. Talk about this one and in all the races throughout Major League Baseball. Not only divisional races, but wild card. It's tightening up.
That Houston-Oakland game.
Oh, yeah.
Got crazy.
Cray. We'll talk about great swings. Mark Sweeney's going to break down some of the greatest looking swings in baseball. There's a lot going on. Stay tuned.
Second at bat for Inoa. Pinch hit in the 7th inning, stayed in the game to play 3rd base. Been up and down a few times this year, and he swings through that fastball from Kelly. 2-1. How much is tonight about results for Casey Kelly, and how much is it about just getting his feet wet again?
I think it's about getting his feet wet. I really do, especially after an injury like that and being back. Hey, a lot of emotional night for Casey Kelly. Back in the big leagues almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, sure he pitched in the minor leagues, but at this level, the intensity is amped up. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't seem to be any side effects. He's getting on top of the ball. He's letting it rip. He's letting it fly. 92 with movement. Good breaking ball. It's all looking good for Casey Kelly.
Great to see. That one's rolled foul. Still 2 balls and 2 strikes to third baseman Rafael Ynoa. Kelly threw almost 100 innings this year at AA and AAA. Mayhew on third, Murphy on first.
Two thumbs up. Everybody's okay.
They announced the paid crowd here tonight at 30,875. Nice Saturday night gathering in downtown Denver. Murphy will be off from first. The 3-2 to Ynoa is in the air to left field. That's Dickerson going over, making the catch. And a couple of nice innings for Casey Kelly here in Denver. We'll head to the 9th. Wallace, Upton, and Spangenberg for the Pods.
The Bolt with Nick Hardwick. But first, Chargers Insider.
Well, I think everybody on this football team knows whenever you have a great player like him playing quarterback for you, you always have a chance, and that's the way we're always going to play. And we always talk about that. As long as there's time left on the clock, we've got an opportunity to improve and win a football game. So we stuck together for 4 quarters.
Week 2 tomorrow and tonight. After Padres Live, the post-game show, Chargers Insider and Behind the Bolt with Nick Hardwick coming up here on Fox Sports San Diego. Last chance for the Padres here in the top of the 9th inning. They will now face left-hander Jason Gyorko, coming on for the 5th time in his big league career. Came up at the end of August. We saw him earlier this month at Petco. Struck out Corey Spangenberg for his first and so far only major league strikeout.
Yeah, and only his 5th game, and kind of tough to when you talk about the sample size there. Look at the splits. Righties and lefties. So in this game, Walt Weiss is thinking, hey, we need 3 outs. We've got an 8-run lead. Why not have Jason go out there and try to work on a couple things and have a quick inning?
Faces a left-handed hitter. Brett Wallace came on as part of a double switch in the 7th inning. His first at bat of the night. Rockies played that crazy game in LA on Tuesday night, 16 innings. Gyorko played right field in the 16th. So think about that. All the different players used by the Rockies and the Dodgers that night.
That they had to use a pitcher.
That they ended up still having to use a pitcher in right field. 58 total players used in that game. Rockies used 13 pitchers.
That's crazy.
And they had to roll Gyorko out to right.
Hey, that's the kind of game Andrew Kastner would love.
I believe.
Put him
Gyorko
in there for a few innings, and then get maybe a couple of at bats. You never know. The great athlete that Andrew Kashner is.
Wallace in the air. Blackman makes the catch on the run, one away. But yeah, I think Gyorko was the first pitcher to play a position in the field since Andrew Kashner last April in Washington.
I remember that game. Hey, how would you like to be the home plate umpire in that 16-inning affair? 451 pitches combined in that game.
Wow. It's a lot of balls and strikes.
Yeah, it is.
Rockies won that game. Arenado hit a homer in the 16th. Melvin Upton takes strike one.
You know what the average life of is a baseball in a game?
How many pitches?
How many pitches?
It's a good question. I guess 5.5. Do you have the answer? Or you're just wondering?
I asked you that question not knowing the answer, but I want to say it's around 3. I want to say it's like 3 to 4.5 maybe.
Okay. Oh, 2, and Melvin Upton Jr. strikes out. 2 away, and while it was Corey Spangenberg's turn at bat next with the left-hander pitching, Pat Murphy will go to the bench, and Cody Decker going to make his first appearance of this series. Decker pinch hit in each of the first 2 games in Arizona.
Come on, Cody, get a hit.
First pitch swinging, pops it up. Out in very shallow center field. LeMahieu called off by Blackman, who makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The Rockies take game 2 of this series 10-2. Padres Live. The post-game show is coming up with Mike Pomerantz.